Now, Honorable Alice Wahome is among the die-hard supporters of the Deputy President William Ruto. And today in the morning, she had an interview at Citizen TV with Mwaura, where Wahiga goes ahead to ask a simple question to explain to Kenyans the meaning of bottom-up economy. And the answer that she gave to Mwaura has finally lit fire on social media. Professor Mutahi Ngunyi is among the individuals who are really celebrating that comic answer. I'm talking about Ngunyi because Ngunyi, if you remember, is the one who coined the narrative of Hustler Nation. A narrative that the Deputy President has run away with, and now is talking about the bottom-up economy for the hustlers. So Professor Mutahi Ngunyi is even making a joke that answer should turn into a music where Kenyans can have competition about it. Anyway, that is joke. Listen to this clip.
What is trickle down and what is bottom up in simplified terms?
By working from the bottom down.
Top down?
Yeah, from up to from top to bottom.
Now, if you remember, in one of our past video, I had explained to you on how the Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja had challenged the Deputy President using his mathematics to come and explain to Kenyans on how he's going to fulfill his bottom-up economy, where the DP is promising to give at least 100,000 to each and every small-scale trader in Kenya, just in case he gets elected. Because according to Sakaja, we have around 22 million Kenyans who are in small-scale business. So again, this issue is coming out. Today, Mwaura also on Citizen TV has tasked Kimani Ichung'wah to respond to that question. So I want you to listen to Kimani Ichung'wah answer. Then again, I'm going to explain something important to you. So keep on watching.
Alafu wale wakulima wadogo unajua ni wangapi? Kenya mzima milioni 4. Hao watu wote ni milioni 22. 22 million Kenyans in the informal economy.
22. It is getting that Mama Mboga. Mama Mboga does not need 100,000 shillings today, Wahiga. The Mama Mboga needs the 2,000 shillings of her stock, daily stock, that she fulizes or borrows from M-Shwari at an interest rate of about 120% per annum. That Mama Mboga needs a capital of 10,000 shillings to be able to grow her business, not to make 200 shillings in a day, to make 400 to 600 shillings in a day. Get that Mama Mboga now to be a person who is able to pay taxes.
Now, a quick reminder, if you are not yet subscribed to this channel and you are watching me for the first time, I'm just humbly requesting you to subscribe so that you help us to grow. So please just consider subscribe. Now let us continue with our discussion. So exactly from Kimani Ichung'wah, if you listen to him very careful, you will now realize that things are changing. From 100,000, now they're talking about 2,000, which is an insult to Kenyans actually. And even he talk about 10,000. So, vindu vichenjanga. My question is, with the kind of economy we have in Kenya now, can you tell me how can 10,000 sustain a small-scale trader in Kenya or an ordinary Kenyan for at least a year? How is it possible? If you give a Mama Mboga 10,000, it can sustain her business. Is that way another way of creating employment among the hustler, wale watu naitwa hustler hapa nje, or the poor people? In my view, it cannot work. Like, take it this way. For example, if you give 10,000 to a small-scale farmer who has 3 acres of land, can you tell me how will it be possible for this person to use this money to sustain him? Only tilling that land alone, it will require for around 10,000. Nakumbuka sometimes my mom will call me that she needs some money to put someone to dig the land. And she will need around 10,000 to do that job. Hiyo wakati you have not bought the seedlings, you have not dealt with the issue of mbolea. And also you will need to weed that land going forward. So, how possible can 10,000 sustain a small-scale farmer? How can 10,000 sustain someone who wants to go in poultry farming? you are going in a small scale. Let's assume you are going for 100 chicks. And already 100 chicks, 10,000 will cater for that. How about the feeding? And remember, buying 100,000 chick is not an issue, a big deal. The issue is feeding this chick until they reach in a stage whereby they can either start laying egg or they are ready for meat. So now when you buy 100 chick with this 10,000 shillings, how about feeding them? And how about catering for their medics? Because there is tahitaji madawa before they reach that stage for selling. Someone who want to go into salon business, you want to empower these individuals. I think, in my view, the smallest salon you can run can cost you up to 50,000, because you will need to buy the equipment, and of course you will need to pay for a rent, and that alone can be catered with 50,000, at least for the smallest one. But for a good one going forward, at least you will need to have 100,000. So giving such an individual or a youth 10,000 to run a salon business, how will it be possible? How will it be possible for someone who wants to go into a salon business? Not salon, sorry, a cyber business. I think that 10,000 even is not enough to buy the equipment or even cater for the rent for that business. So I think going forward, the way these leaders are coming out now to counter the narrative of bottom up and the hustler issue is the best way to go. And I told you in the last video, the way these leaders are challenging is the best way I think they should be doing. So this is the best way they can challenge William Samoei Ruto, and anyone who is serious and listening careful, a serious Kenyan would understand, and in that way they will either choose to buy into this issue when they are ready to risk, or take the other direction. So, you know, they are talking about carpenters, they are talking about welders, we are talking about those people who are doing those who want to go into boutique business. See, all these people, like a welder, if you give a welder 10,000, I think even 10,000 cannot buy a welding machine. It cannot. Someone who is doing carpentry and joinery, 10,000 cannot buy those machines, because I know those machines they use there, it is even going up to 250,000 and above. So all this, someone who want to do cattle farming, wale wa maziwa, wale wa beef farming, you see, this individual technology is changing now. They will need that machine to cut this fodder, the food to give these cows. And even the machine itself is going up to, the cheapest one, I see is going up to 30,000. So the Kimani Chungwa explanation of 10,000 is not adding up. That's why I can tell you freely that if the bottom up economy that William Samoei Ruto want to use in 2022 is that way they are trying to explain, then that cannot work in Kenya. It cannot provide the jobs. If you compare to this, the trickle-down economics, I think trickle-down might be better comparing to this, whereby you put money into these companies, then the company, and then also you lower the taxes, give security, then in that way, this company definitely will have an expanded market where they will employ more people to work for them, and in that way, then people will have money in their pocket, and those who are in the business definitely will get customers, because people are employed, they can now go and buy those goods. So just reduce taxes, provide a friendly environment for business, and in that way, people will definitely get employment, good employment. And in that way, I think you'll be dealing with the issue of employment in Kenya. And those who want to go into business, definitely even with their small capital, they are sure of the market outside there, because definitely there are people who are going to buy those goods. So I think this is the right discussion Kenyans should be having. But one thing again I'm learning from the hustler narrative or hustler team is that when Musalia Mudavadi, Sakaja gave Mudavadi a bottle to demonstrate to Kenyans about bottom-up economy. And these guys came out gang blazing, rebuking Musalia Mudavadi, even using abuse language. Waliwaita walevi. But if really these guys want to be taken seriously, they should come out and challenge the ANC leader and the team, Akina Sakaja, using their numbers and figures. Definitely that way, Kenyans might understand. So going forward, I think this is the best discussion to have outside here. And that's why I told you, in as much we go forward, if these people will be strategically dealing with the issue of counterattacking the narrative issue, then Kenyans will definitely open their eyes and take the right decision. So today, number one, it has confirmed that most of the DP supporters, in as much they talk about bottom-up economy, some of them don't understand what they're telling Kenyans. If I want to use this example, again, number two, it is coming out clear that you cannot believe William Ruto a promise to Kenyans, because what he told Kenyans and the way he explained to Kenyans and what Kimani is telling Kenyans, then that in total is a contradictory. So definitely Kenyans will now understand that you cannot trust William Ruto on what he's telling Kenyans. And William Ruto has consistently lied to Kenyans. During 2017, when they had their campaign, you can still play the clips, and up to now. And the DP is a man who always package his narrative very careful, and if you're not careful, you cannot understand that he is lying to you.
Bottom.
Don't be cheated by semantics.
From the bottom down.
Kizungu mrefu.
Jana anashangaa mambo ya bottom up economic model.
Kwa sababu hata kama watu ni maskini, sio wajinga.
If you did this and you say bottoms up, this is the bottom. Mtu anameza kila kitu.
Langata primary.
Yeah.
This is the tear gassing children.
Right.
This piece of land has been linked to Deputy President William Ruto.
The same rogue DP who has been in the government now for 8 years comes and tells young people in this republic that I want to bring bottom-up economy. Bottom-up. What is bottom-up?
This is the bottom. Mtu anameza kila kitu.
What is it in Swahili? Matako juu.
Your Excellency, with all due respect, a lot of land cases have touched on you.
When the children are being tear gassed, how did you feel about it?
Look at me. My name is William Ruto.
What can you do? Is it just a story? Even thieves can tell you stories.